when my wife and I were dating, we were talking, and when we were getting serious and more serious, we'd sit there, and I didn't ask permission, I'm sorry. But we'd sit there and we talk, and you got to get the good stuff in there, right? You got to say the right words. You got to, keep the happiness going, and make sure that you're telling each other how much you love them and all this stuff. So one day she asked me the question. Guys, you know the question. How much do you love me? Guys, I always had a good answer for that. I'd stretch my arms out. Oh, I love you this much. That's great. I love you this much. And finally, she started to sit there and say, well, is that all? I'm like, is that all? That's all I can go. So then I got to thinking. I got to thinking about God and how God loves us. I got to thinking about how much He's loved me and He forgave me, how much He's set me. I could give you a testimony. I mean, He picked me up out of the miry clay and set me upon the rock. You know what I'm saying? I know that God done that for me. He has set me free from the bondage of sin. Not that I don't sin anymore. Sadly, I do. But I understand what He can do for me now. I've seen through other people and their testimonies what God has done for them. I've seen the love and compassion. And I've seen how deep God goes in our life. And I realized that we can't stretch our arms wide enough to say how much God loves us. So I came up with a plan. She asked me the next time, and I was ready. I got my fingers out. She said, how much do you love me? And I got my fingers as close together as I could. And I said, I love you that much. Yeah, and all the rest of you ladies, you love it. Yeah, you got it, didn't you? No, I didn't get it because I had a good explanation for that because I had to come up with it quick. So I said, I love you this much, but not what's in here, all the way around it. And that meant there's nothing holding back. If you're going to measure everything but then leave that little speck out, that's all, okay? That's all you get to measure about how much I don't love you. And what that meant was that I am fully committed to this relationship, fully committed to being there for you, loving you. And I could not do that until I learned about God. And until I let God dig deep down in my soul, get some things right in my life, get my head on right, get my heart right, get the thoughts and intents of the heart clear to be able to hear God, to be able to be obedient to God, and be able to do the things that God has us to do. To fully experience the love of God, you got to let Him dig deep in there and be able to help you get rid of those sins, those pitfalls in your life that need to be forgiven and worked through.